Ellis, you think, let me get this right, and tell me why. You think that the Tea Party people should join this demonstration of arch leftists?
Well, both groups distrust the Fed. Both think that there are great excesses in the banking system. Both are ardently against the bailout. I think there may be some commonality here, Steve.
But there is no commonality in the type of person who's doing the demonstrating. Well, no commonality whatsoever in every other aspect of their ideology. No commonality whatsoever in their behavior.
You know, one of the important things we need to do in this big tent democracy we live in, Stuart, is find allies across the spectrum. I'm not somebody who thinks I can't ever get along with. And in fact, you and I even agree on a few things, even though there may be some things we disagree with. That's how powerful coalitions are built.
New York Police Department just confirming 10 arrests of breakaway people as of this morning. Well, 10 arrests. How many people were arrested at the last Tea Party organization rally anywhere in America?
There have been a few. And listen, I don't want you, any more than I judged the Tea Party by a few gun wackos or a few racist comments that were said out on the periphery, we shouldn't be judging these people by the most extreme acts of some whack job who shows up there. There's a message in this, Stuart, and you ignore it at your peril.
I'm not ignoring it. It is the wrong message.
Well,
wait a second. Let me explain my case here.
Okay.
The demonstrators believe that all the blame for the economic situation that we're in now and the blame for the recession and the crash belongs to the banks. They were responsible. It was them that did it. Well, that is wrong. The blame should be spread much more around. How about the politicians who shoehorned people into houses which they could not afford? How about the people who took on loans which they knew they could never, ever repay? How about the mortgage brokers who pushed lousy loans on people knowing that they could never be repaid? Where's the blame there?
Let me state the case on their behalf, and I'm not a spokesman for them, but let me see if I can articulate it a little differently. There is a huge squeeze out there. Young people are feeling it, especially coming out of college and unable to find jobs. Middle class and older folks are feeling it as their incomes are shrinking and shrinking, while more and more of the wealth in our country is concentrated at the top. And there are a lot of people frustrated by that, Stuart.
Do you really believe that the way around that problem is to take it off the people who've got it and give it to the government?
Well,
do you think that would work, Ellis Henican? You tell me.
You know, I'm for taxation, if that's what you mean.
No.
I believe we ought to pay taxes.
Do you want to take more off the people who already pay 40% of the tax? Answer the question.
I'm answering your question.
No, you answer it. Now, I'll pose it again.
And I'll answer it.
You think that if you took more off those people and gave it to the government, we would have a lower unemployment rate and a more vibrant economy, do you?
You know, I think those people should pay their fair share, and I think some of them aren't.
You're not answering the question.
Therefore, I think they should pay more in some cases.
I'll repeat the question since you cannot answer it.
I do.
I will repeat.
I do.
You think so?
I think GE ought to pay taxes.
Wait. You take more money off the people who already... Wait. You take more money off the people who pay 40% of all income taxes, and you think you'd get more jobs and you get a more vibrant economy.
You know what?
Make the case.
I'll make you the case.
Tell me how it works.
We have need for money in this society. We've got to get it from the people who have it. And increasingly we are seeing... Hold on a second, Stuart. Increasingly we are seeing, let me make the case for you, that the people at the top are not paying their fair share in all cases.
That's nonsense.
Bring back the rates in the Clinton years. We did pretty well then, didn't we?
Even the former president, Bill Clinton, has said he does not agree that we need to be raising taxes right now. Right now. Because, you can't separate the movement from the timing. And right now, when our economy is perhaps on the verge of a double-dip recession, taxing people who are creating jobs and are creating wealth in this country is a dead-end proposition.
It is a real pressure that middle-class people are feeling today.
You don't believe that pressure by taking it off other people?
No question. Nobody is diminishing the pain and the frustration that people feel.
And who's getting, as those middle-class people are being squeezed, we know more and more of the wealth, Stuart, concentrated in fewer and fewer hands. That can't be a good thing in the long run.
Okay, you're totally wrong on economic growth, but let's bring in Monica, who hasn't spoken yet.
Yes, Monica.
A couple of points. The top 10% of income earners in this country carry 72% of the tax burden. If you add another layer, whether it's the millionaire surcharge or increase the top marginal tax rate, you are suffocating the very people who create jobs in this country. Okay, you're disincentivizing. Nobody ever got a job from a poor man. Okay, so when you disincentivize and you suffocate through the tax code, through suffocating regulations, as we've seen through the EPA, the National Labor Relations Board, of course you're going to have the situation that you're talking about, which these protesters are pointing to, which is the middle class getting squeezed, no job creation. So instead of protesting Wall Street, the job creators generating the wealth for the city and the state to keep these public pensions going and the unions going and so on, why aren't they protesting the White House and the Democrats in Congress?
Hold on one second.
Created this problem?
Hold on one second, because I've got some breaking news, Ellis, so I wouldn't break in for anything else.
Go ahead.
Here it is. We now have an official statement from the owners of Zuccotti Park on why they postponed the decision to clean out the park this morning. Quoting now, at the request of a number of local political leaders, Brookfield Properties has deferred the cleaning of Zuccotti Park for a short period of time while an attempt is made to reach a resolution regarding the manner in which Zuccotti Park is being used by the protesters. Before you say anything, Ellis, you heard that.
Great.
Request of local political leaders. The left wants these demonstrations to continue. You don't want to end them.
Now, listen, reasonable people working out the issue of cleaning the park. I think that's terrific. That's democracy in action, my friend. Listen, you guys, seriously, I understand there's a lot of dismissive stuff here, but you ignore this message at your peril in the same way that people tried to ignore the Tea Party. Don't make that mistake.
I want the Democrats to wrap their arms around the extreme left and let them live with the consequences.
Middle class people, the 99%. They're getting agitated.
It's the hard left, and you know it. It's the hard left, and you know it.
Ignore it at your peril, my friend.
Last word went to you. It wasn't a bad one either, Ellis.